Hello. Okay, so welcome to my channel. I never remember to say that. I always just get so excited to start talking that I forget to do the things that you do when you have a channel. I'm trying to practice. Anyway, so yeah, welcome. Thank you so much if you're here. I wasn't planning to record right now, but it's funny. I was planning to record maybe like a half an hour ago, and nothing was coming through. So I was like, all right, I'll just do it later. And then all of a sudden I went on a walk to get some sustenance. I really needed hydration, so I got myself something that I haven't had in a long time that I really love. Angelic sparkling water. The Dram. I don't know why I love the beauty bubbles. They're just so good. And I got like a strawberry rose hibiscus juice thing that I was like really craving. Anyway, so maybe someone here has been drinking similar things. And on my walk, I was just bringing through some messages for a friend. And the numbers 66333-111. I kept seeing 243. Yeah, so those numbers can be relevant. So what inspired me to push record? Oh yeah, here's 321, and then I started this at 234 voice recordings on my phone. And here's 000. Like, the numbers have just been insane lately. I've been saying that like this whole week. So if you keep hearing me say that and you're annoyed, my apologies. But it really, like I said, it's pretty often that I experience this. But to be able to like record it and share it, I guess it's just very exciting. Okay. So I saw 2040 on a license plate. And right before that, I really have been getting this deep, recurring theme and message about like integrating, however you want to refer to it, like an aspect of your high self, of your future self. If you want to get a little bit more expansive, for some of you, integrating monadic aspects, more of your Ka, or your light body coming online, Merkaba activation. I just recorded an overflow for Patreon, and the pineal was coming into play, and I was talking in detail about the like a collective pineal expansion and some of the like mechanics behind that. So if you're interested in going deeper with that, I will be posting that to Patreon later tonight. And right now I actually have a discount code for Patreon for new members. The code is OVERFLOW in all caps, and it's 50% off. I think it might be 50% off the individual for sale transmissions as well. I'm not sure, but if you want just one of them and the code doesn't work, let me know and I can make another one. Yeah. So collective pineal expansion. And there was also, okay, so give me a second to reorganize my channel for a moment.
34 to 36.
Here you go. Did you hear that? 34 to 36. That guy just yelled out the number, and I'm seeing 8888 on two license plates at the same time. 34, 36. Aren't that the measurements of like an hourglass figure? You know, Sir Mix-a-Lot. I like big butts and I cannot lie. 34, 36, something like that. I don't know. Maybe that song is relevant in some way. Maybe someone here has those measurements or something about 36, 34. Maybe the hourglass shape is significant in some way. This also feels, interestingly, time. I was going to speak about 2040 and the idea of time. And like I was getting I guess you can say like a message from your future self or future timelines. Of course, time becomes pretty non-linear when we go quantum, for lack of a better word, and that is the energy I was feeling. So I didn't even put together the hourglass in time for a moment, but I am being shown an hourglass. So the Aurora re-encryption transmission I did a few months back on my YouTube channel. There could be some messages in there for you. I talk a lot about time and sort of these Aurora timelines and how it's integrating within us this new perspective of time. So maybe you're someone who's been sort of playing with quantum leaping, quantum jumping, timeline shifting. I'm hearing the Silva method. Maybe someone here was researching the Silva method. Super interesting story. If you don't know Jose Silva, I think that's his name, his story. It's quite fascinating, in my opinion. So maybe there's something there for you if you are not familiar. I'm also seeing hemi-syncing and the Monroe Institute. So maybe someone here has been dipping into that or feeling called to. There are so many ways to access, quantum experiences, communications. So that's coming into focus at the moment. And when I saw the number 2040, I instantly was shown like multiple experiences that I've had came into my memory. And I'm not sure if I've shared this before, but I remember I think it was 2019, and it may have been during the pandemic. I actually had this experience. I was by myself. I lived alone, and I was partaking in a mind-altering substance, if you will. But I was meditating, actually. And I had this and I've had these experiences, by the way, not on mind-altering substances, but this particular time that's coming forth, that was what was going on. Anyway, so I was sitting there by myself in my bathroom, because I loved bathrooms for some reason. I don't know. What room do you like? I feel like people are partial to certain rooms. Not everyone, of course, but I love the kitchen and bathrooms most of the time. Anyway, so I'm in my bathroom on the floor, just meditating. And I had this experience where I felt so light. And like I've said, I've had this experience before. But there's something about this time sticking out. And it was like this just overwhelmingly light feeling. Like almost so light that I felt like I could float in the air. And I was just sitting in that, and I was really, enjoying it. And then something told me to go look in the mirror. And this was around the time that I was really starting to practice scrying. So maybe scrying could be relevant for someone. And I was looking in the mirror, and I'm really all of a sudden I saw this version of myself. And it felt like a future version, appear in the mirror. And it was in unison or in conjunction with that feeling. You hear the bird squawking in the background. There we go. If you didn't hear it, you probably heard it that time. Just this feeling of this lightness and this version of me that I knew again was a future version. And I had connected with this aspect of myself. I don't know why the year 2040 is so highlighted right now. Another 88. I'm seeing 88, 88, 88, so 8s could be significant. The infinity loop, or the infinity symbol, especially gold, has been coming through so strong the last few days. Maybe someone here has been practicing visualizations or being called to practice visualizations with the infinity symbol or the infinity loop and like the Christos golden light energy. Yeah, so yesterday I was recording New Jersey could be significant. I just heard New Jersey. Or the area code 609. But yeah, I saw as I was reading for the overflow yesterday on Patreon from the Ascension Glossary and under the tab Hieros, which is a Greek, if you're not familiar, for like mystical marriage or union. There's other translations. But anyway, I was really sort of focused on this. I keep losing my train of thought. This bird is cracking me up. Yeah, there's also been this like distraction energy that's been coming through. Like a lot of redirections and slight distractions. So that could be something that has been sort of coming up. Perhaps someone's going through sort of like an inner tower moment of like things just feel like they're being redirected, but it really does feel like it's for the highest good. So I hope that helps someone. That little side interlude. But yeah, future self stuff. So back to the memory. I'm in the bathroom. I know I was talking about Hieros, but I lost that train of thought. So we'll see if it comes back. And there were many times after that and also before that I would see this, I don't know, version of myself in the mirror or feel it during meditation. And I was saying that 2040 is coming up. And I think the idea of like, when we talk about, multidimensional communication or quantum communication, again, 2040 just seems to be this like culmination point energetically for the collective. I mean, I'm not getting anything else at the moment, but I will certainly, if anyone else has heard anything about that year that's significant, please feel free to share. Okay, this is not going where I thought it was going to go, but I'm seeing now like 2012 and how there was that prediction from the Mayans. And of course, a lot of us who have tuned into this type of thing have realized that it was like a consciousness sort of prediction, more so than maybe a physical one, at least from my perspective. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Yeah, so it feels like from now, 2025 also feels like a very pivotal year we're coming into. So perhaps this is like kind of focusing on this message, a cycle from whenever you find this. And this cycle, I know this feels like a very long cycle, but the 2040, like there's some sort of like consciousness cycle that is being highlighted. Messages from these aspects of ourselves, and of course it doesn't have to be just from that point in time, but that is being highlighted. Perhaps you've also, or you will be soon, now the number license plate 911 just went by, so you could be seeing a lot of ambulances or seeing the number 911, or something can feel really urgent right now, like really pressing, like maybe there's something in your life that you're like really focused on, or you're being guided to really put your energy into a certain focus. And I was seeing like a lot of 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, so like progression, steps at a time, really focusing on taking these steps. And that's been coming through a lot this week. So there was another point. Oh, okay. So this whole week I've been seeing the number that for me really represents the connection to my higher aspect, if you will, or a future self, however you'd like to talk about it, the crystalline consciousness or angelic blueprint aspects that I have been reintegrating, into my consciousness for quite a while now. So the synchronicities around, it's funny, I just looked over and saw the number I'm talking about that is special to me. It's literally right next to me and I didn't see it before. So yeah, there's something perhaps coming into your view that maybe has been sort of purposely out of your view until, what we call divine timing, when you're ready. I just heard like self-destruct, and I'm seeing like a self-destruct button. You know how they say like a soft spot on a baby's head? I don't know, there's like a TV show, I think it was How I Met Your Mother, when they're like, they should have like a self-destruct button on this baby's head or something. I don't know why that's coming through, but there's something about, perhaps whoever's listening to this has been clearing ancestral patterns of like self-destruction or self-sabotage. So basically what this idea of Hieros Gamos that's been coming through so strongly is like essentially energetically coming back online with the integration of like the masculine and feminine principle, the masculine and feminine energy. Here's the bird again. Into an inner union with whatever you want to call it, the divine, universe, the omnipresence, etc. So yeah, it sort of feels like this future aspect or aspects are, it's interesting. Here's 000 again. This like new paradigm, new timeline a lot of us are speaking about. It's like, it's so interesting. It's like we're here, like we're experiencing this newness, and then there's always more. So it's like, celebrate how far you've come, or if you're not quite there yet, there's the siren, this future aspect. I always send love to the sirens, by the way, just in case I mention it and I don't say it out loud. It's just something I always do, but maybe you do that too. But yeah, there's something about like celebrating yourself. I realized yesterday that I posted my 100th video on YouTube, and like, I don't know, for me it just felt like, even though I don't maybe have the quote unquote success in the numbers and the views and stuff, like I just have had so much fun doing this and learning, and I'm still learning every day something new about it, and like it was really hard for me to like celebrate that for myself, because I don't have, like I said, the viewership that maybe is what most people would celebrate. But like just seeing that number 100, like for me it was so hard to start this channel. It took years, so many fears to overcome, and like I posted my 100th video and I was just like, this feels great. So maybe there's something here you're being asked to celebrate, or maybe you just did, even if it doesn't seem to the outside world like such a big thing. But yeah, it's like, again, celebrating where you are now, allowing the future aspects to continue integrating. And if you're finding this, it really does feel like either it's happening in the next year for some of you, and or it's currently happening where you're integrating these higher aspects. And when I say higher, I mean these more what we call, there's a big release. I just saw the initials D0D and TPM, and MA. Yeah, so there's something, I'm also seeing Hebrew. The Hebrew language could be significant in some way. Maybe Kabbalah. Kabbalah astrology, specifically. Seeing the gene codes. There's a book, I think it's called Astrological Kabbalah or Kabbalah Astrology, and they talk about the gene codes in the DNA. And I also spoke about fire letters in a YouTube transmission, so there could be messages in there for you. But yeah, there's something about the 23rd chromosome keeps coming through in the DNA and the purification of that. So Pleiadian energy could be significant, but there's something about a DNA activation or cellular cleansing that is integrating the next level of or octave of consciousness for you, and this future version, if you will, is coming through to let you know that it's working, whatever you're doing, or if you're thinking about starting, that it will be successful, if you will. And I know, like, it's not just about being successful. Like, enjoying life and enjoying the journey is all a part of it, like a huge part of it. But, you know, sometimes it's nice to hear that sort of nudge of encouragement. At least I think so. Oh wow, this is so cool. I just came from this really beautiful park. I'm in San Francisco, so it's very hilly, and I just noticed that I can see the park from my sister. I'm on my sister's street recording right now, and I can see someone like standing just right where I was, and they're so much higher, you know, because the park is like on this really high hill. I don't know why, but this just feels so cool to see like where I just was and see this person standing and overlooking. And there's something about this like entering into this higher perspective, and not only entering in, but like integrating that, and always knowing like, you know, there's always room for growth, but again, stopping to celebrate where you are and how far. That just keeps coming through. Soul fragment, soul retrieval. You could be someone who has been or being guided to work with soul retrieval in some way, shamanic practices. That was just coming through the overflow on Patreon as well that I just recorded for a video that I actually didn't even post yet. So yeah, the energy's been coming through quite strongly. Yeah, big feline energy, jaguars, cheetahs, panthers, black cats. I'm seeing like a window that's kind of like dirty and someone cleaning the window. This could be metaphorical. It could also be literal. Maybe someone here was cleaning their windows or had an epiphany while cleaning a window. There's something about cleaning windows. I just saw Mickey Mouse. I think it was on my nephew's little car. I don't know why. Mickey Mouse could be significant or in some way, yeah. Okay, well, just want to tune in and see. Yeah, and if anyone here is newer to soul retrieval and curious, please feel free to ask any questions or let me know that you'd like to hear more, and I can like hone in on that more specifically. I am most likely going to do an overflow on Patreon for this as well and dive a little bit deeper. So yeah, that will be linked below if you're interested with any other offerings that I'm currently running at the moment. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and that's all.